Welcome to my July 2024 update on the latest credit card news and special offers. I will get to the special deals in a minute, including a really big increased offer from American Express. But first, some news. The one I want to talk about, first of all, around a buy now, pay later service called LayBuy. You've probably heard of them. They're pretty big, maybe behind Klarna and ClearPay, but one of the bigger ones out there. 300,000 roughly UK customers using this service to split the cost of their purchases over 6 weeks, interest-free, pretty much, as long as you didn't miss those payments when there were late charges coming in. Well, the big news here, and if you are a LayBuy customer, you probably know this already, but it has gone under. It's no longer operating in the UK. It's actually in administration, which means, well, they're looking for maybe a new buyer, or they're looking at how they can maybe repurpose that debt. What it means straight away is if you are trying to use it to make a purchase, you can't, right? Obviously, no retailers will be taking new business via LayBuy. What's more important though is if you have already got something that you've split with them, just because the business has gone under doesn't mean your debt disappears. You still owe cash to those retailers. So you've got to make sure, and it's really, really important you do this, make sure you keep making those payments every week, every fortnight, however it is you split it up over that time. Because if you don't, you will get charged those late fees. And over time, because it could take a long time for this to be sewn up and resolved, maybe your debt will be sold on to someone else to chase you, it can get bigger and bigger and bigger. So really, really important that you do clear that off every single week as you are meant to. Another big news to share with you is a new credit card from Natwest, which they are calling a travel reward credit card, which sounds exciting, right? We all like to save money when we are going abroad. And I've covered with you previously about the best cards to use overseas. So I was really excited when I saw this, like, could this be a new top one for our spending on holiday? Well, the good points, it is fee-free to use on spending abroad. It is not free, however, for cash withdrawals. I mean, as I've told you guys before, using a credit card to take money out of an ATM at home or abroad isn't great anyway, should be avoided. Ideally, you want a fee-free debit card for that. But even if you can't, then this one is definitely a no-go there. So just for spending overseas, it is fee-free. But that's no different to the standard NatWest credit card, which is also fee-free. Where this one is different is you can earn 1% cash back on certain travel spending. So this is going to be primarily at home in the UK rather than overseas. Things like hotels, flights, other kind of accommodation, cruises, ferries, trains, their buses, campsites, travel agents, car hire, they're all included in it. There's not a kind of a very clear list I can find of this, just as things like this and more. But broadly speaking, if something is counted as travel spending, then you'll get that 1% cash back on it. So it sounds pretty decent, right? Personally, I don't think there's much point to it because, as I've shared with you so many times before, there are a number of other cashback cards which will earn you the same rate, perhaps even more, but you're not confined, you're not restricted to just spending it on that kind of category. NatWest also have one which has 1% on supermarket spending. Again, great to get 1% on supermarket spending, but you can get 1% on all your spending from the likes of your Chase debit card or the American Express Nectar credit card. They both give you that without those restrictions. Now, of course, there are times when those two cards might not be the best ones for you, so you might want to look at this. So, for example, Chase does have that cap of £15 cash back every single month. Basically means only eligible on that first £1,500 spend. And it could be when you are booking your holiday, flights, hotels, all those things, they could add up potentially for a family above that. So you won't be getting that 1%. So maybe this is not a bad option there. And equally, that Amex Nectar card I mentioned, that one is only fee-free in the first year. After that, there is a £25 fee every single year. That was cut into your offers, although I do think often having the extra offers you get on Amex will more than make up for that. But even so, you might be thinking, okay, this could be good for you. And as I always say, it's worth having a fee-free credit card abroad for things like car hire and hotel incidentals, which if you don't want or can't get the Barclaycard rewards, which is my top pick for that, this one could be a good option for you. But yeah, overall, a little bit disappointing. A couple other quick ones to share with you in news as well. While we're on American Express, let me tell you about something they're doing with, well, not something eBay is doing. From the 17th of August, 2024, you're no longer going to be able to use your Amex card with eBay. They've decided that the quote they said is, unnecessarily high fees because each of the credit card providers, Visa, MasterCard, Amex, all charge the providers a certain fee. And they're saying Amex ones generally are a bit higher and we get that back in our rewards. That's why we can get more from them. And eBay is saying, no, we're not going to do this. So that could change. You might remember a few years ago, Amazon had an argument with Visa. So they won't take Visa anymore, but they sorted it all out. We've still got another 6 weeks or so, so you might find you can use Amex on eBay after that date. If it doesn't change and you don't want to look at getting a different card, an alternative card for that spending on there, you might be able to get around it by using PayPal, because PayPal, just you can do anything you want there, connect your Amex and pay that way. But if you do that, it's important to remember you are breaking that Section 75 connection, that link which gives you the added consumer protection. Really, you need to go from you, the card holder, directly to the retailer for that to work. If you put something in the middle, like PayPal, that breaks that, so you might not get that legal right. But that only accounts for things that cost more than £100 anyway. So if you're buying normal bits and pieces on eBay, that might not be too much of an issue. Another Amex thing to quickly tell you about, this is around the British Airways American Express Premium Plus credit card. I did talk about this back in April, I think it was, when they announced big changes to this card, including an increased fee, annual fee to £300, and an increased threshold to trigger that companion voucher, which is going to start on the 1st November this year. A couple of things here. It's not going to be relevant to 2 minutes. It concerns the everyday, the standard welcome offer that's available. They are doubling the amount you have to spend in the first 3 months, from £3,000 to £6,000, to trigger those bonus points. That is a lot. And this suggests to me they are really trying to sort of stop people getting them just for the offers. They want people who are high spenders, because £2,000 in a month just on your credit card for 3 consecutive months, that is a lot. And in return, they have slightly boosted the standard welcome bonus from 25,000 Avios to 30,000, but it's not much. Remember, there is that £300 fee on top. So at the moment, I definitely wouldn't go for it. I would wait until those boosted welcome offers come along. But it could be, if they boost the welcome offer, as they have a few times this year, to 60, 70 or 80,000 Avios, there could be that they also then increase that 6,000 in 3 months even more, which will make it even harder to get. So obviously, I'll keep an eye on it. And if those welcome offers come along, which are boosted for that BA Amex Premium Plus, I will let you know. But just to kind of one there heads up for you right now. Incidentally, there's still no news about the Amex pro rata refund coming into play. They say late 2024 now, but that could be what? September, October, November, December? We don't know. They've moved it so many times. If we get anything firm on that, I will let you know. But if you have currently got a card, you've triggered one of those welcome bonuses from an offer that was running earlier this year, or one I'll tell you about in a minute, before that comes in, it's certainly worth considering getting that refund, getting that money back on that annual fee to boost the profit you make from those special offers. Very quickly here, another bit of news. This is where Yonder. I give you updates on this card quite a lot because there seems to be a lot of changes going on with it. Still not a massive fan of what it offers in comparison to those other reward cards. But you can now use the points that you earn with Yonder on the paid version towards flights. There's no clear indication of exactly what those points are worth and how to use them. But if you sign up for that paid one, you get the first month free and you get 10,000 points, which they say could be worth up to £50 at experiences, i.e. using them at restaurants. So let's say potentially that's a kind of a similar sort of thing. You might be looking on your earnings. Have a look, see if you're interested or not. But again, not just using it at restaurants now, you can use it towards flights. Now, let's talk about special deals. There's only one new special deal to tell you about. I'll tell you about a couple that are still running that end soon. Did mention them last month. They're just worth giving you a quick heads up on those before I get to the new deal. Asda Money, that 5% for 90 days on Asda spending. That one is running until the 15th of July 2024, so worth having a look at that. There was a better offer earlier this year, but 5% is still not bad if you do regularly shop at Asda anyway. And that American Express Preferred Rewards Gold credit card offer, that boosted offer is still going until next few weeks as well, middle of July. That one is 30,000 points if you go via referral link, 25,000 points if you go direct to Amex. But better than that, go via a cashback site and there's more money on top of that. Potentially that could be worth about 210 quid as a profit. But that's the one that was running before. Here is the new one to share with you, which is potentially one of the biggest ones that Amex has ever offered. Similar one at the start of the year, was also pretty big but works in a different way. This is the American Express Platinum credit card. Now, this is why I'm telling you about it. A couple of reasons. One, because if you're eligible, if you're going for it, it could be worth quite a lot. But also, unlike most other Amex credit card offers, this one you can get even if you currently have an Amex card. The only cards that rule you out of getting this offer is if you've had the American Express Platinum, the American Express Preferred Rewards Gold card, or the American Express Reward card. Any of those three cards, if you've had them in your name in the last 2 years, you can't get this. If you've had the Nectar card, the cashback card, the cashback everyday card, then you are all set to go for this if you meet some of the other criteria that go with it. Now, this one has a welcome bonus of 40,000 Amex reward points when you spend £6,000 in 3 months. So again, quite a hefty amount of money you need to spend in a relatively short space of time. So you have to be able to achieve that in the first place. And that's actually the standard offer anyway. What's increased this time is you would also get, alongside those 40,000 points, which is worth £200 if you switch it into gift cards. I'll use it in swap it into Nectar points. You'd also get £400 credit to use on Amex Travel. Now that will only last for 12 months, that credit. You have to use it in one go, and it has to be at least £400. So you can't just use it to book a one night at the Travel Lodge and another one, later in the year. It has to be like £400 you're booking in one go. And of course, you have to go via Amex Travel, so you might be restricted in some of your options. You can't shop around for deals. You might find the room is slightly more expensive than on, I don't know, booking.com or hotels, or the flight was cheaper on EasyJet versus PA, whatever it might be, right? But that £400 plus £200, in fact, there's another 30 quid on top of that, which you'll get because you'll have to spend £6,000 and another 6,000 points on top of that, is pretty decent, right? Plus, if you go via Quidco, there's currently £100 cashback on offer for this card. Slightly less on top cashback, depending when you watch this. It's always worth checking both cashback and top cashback and Quidco, because they do flip around. But that, £400 travel credit, £230 in Amex points, £100 in your from Quidco. That is really decent, right? Really nice amount of money you'd be getting for having this card. But you've also got to remember there is a £650 annual fee. But even so, when you wipe that out, that's still an £80 profit you're getting for applying for this card and spending £6,000 in 6 months. And then it doesn't stop there, because this card is their kind of premium card from American Express. You get loads of extras with that. You get annual family travel insurance. Now, again, worldwide, depends how much you spend on that, but easily potentially could be around 100 quid. And it has relatively kind of generous kind of age and condition and pre-existing conditions terms there. So it might be cheaper than those other options. So that is also giving you maybe bumping that 80 quid to 180, maybe if not more. You get airport lounge access, maybe not something you'd pay for, but it's a nice little perk on top. Plus you get these ongoing offers that Platinum card holders have access to. The two ones to know about here, which will boost you even more, is £150 dining credit in the UK. Now this has been running for a few years and generally resets every January. At the moment, it's set to end December 2024. So I'm saying here it's worth 150 quid, and there are some chains like the Ivy, but also some nice sort of one-off restaurants in there as well that you can use that in. So another 150 quid to spend. Potentially could be another 150 quid if that continues into next year, but no guarantee. Plus £50 at Harvey Nichols, which again might renew in January next year. So again, you're adding all this stuff on, and actually this makes it really one of the more lucrative offers, even with that £650 fee. And going back to what I said before about the pro rata refund on those fees, if you get this card now in July, and use July, August, September, that's your 3 months. You trigger that bonus, maybe going into October, you may well still beat that pro rata refund rule coming in. So then you can get a refund 9 months, that 650 quid back, giving you even more. But I go down this route hoping that will happen. You've got to go down it thinking about this is what I'll get if I get more, such as that refund, such as those offers being extended or other deals, then that's an extra bonus on top. Now this one ends on the 27th of August 2024. I have written a much more detailed analysis, because it is quite complicated what I've gone through there, over at BeCleverWithYourCash.com. So head over there and search in the deals for the Amex Platinum welcome bonus deal, and you'll see all the information. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Check out these videos here for more ways to make the most of your money.